your audio? Lovely jubbly. Alright. Here are we. I go.
Any key absences?
There's a Red Bull not here.
Is there also not an Alfa
They
Romeo?
were here a second ago.
Not a
No,
second
there's both
Alfa
Alfa
Romeo.
Romeos.
Yeah, I think I'm
Callum's
just
was
blind.
7.
Yeah.
Oh no, Shoe's joining the quali, so we will have a Red Bull.
Bet. It'll be a full,
So yeah, we
full
have got
lobby.
20 out of 20 grab.
Lovely.
Lovely jubbly. Things you'd love to see.
Lovely, lovely.
Alright,
Oh, I like the
here we
bridge.
go for Monaco. Full 20 out of 20 grid. As I said, how many will we have by turn 2? Who knows?
Yeah.
But this will be...
I said 10. Potterman said.
I said 13, assuming there was 18. Considering there's 20, I might change that to like 15, 14. I have faith. Is
My
that
first
faith
experience.
misplaced? Definitely.
This is my first experience of an F1 WoW Monaco. We'll see how it goes.
We've had some good ones in the past, to be fair. Like, some pretty impressive ones without a lot of death, but I fear death may be on the horizon. Considering it's all one tier, everyone's kind of
Mixed ability.
mixed up with everyone else. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Might be getting a bit of a mix-up come turn 1. But hey, it'll be up to the faster people to get higher in qualifying. Or, if you're Shuey, or Toppy, or Brown, then you're in for a bit of pain, aren't you? Because you're going to be starting from the back.
This is not the track that you want to do that strategy.
Not the track you want to do that. I mean, that's one mighty undercut you got to go for there, I think. Because there's no way you're getting past everyone on track.
So the face is present. He's only been at 2 races this season. He'll be looking
He's
to
done a
climb
very
up
good job
the
on
ranks. Oh yeah, well 10th in one, but then 3rd in at Suzuka. So he'll be looking to get ahead of. Well, he's got some good drivers just above him: Shuey, Luigi, Bram, and Sheehan. But I mean, the whole top half is stacked with talented drivers. So it'll be difficult to get up, but I back him to show off his ability and get some good points.
Worth noting, we have got a 20 out of 20 grid because there are a few reserves as I scroll up and down the list and try and figure out who is reserving, and there's a lot of I forget unsafe pit releases on sometimes, and that looks a bit sus when some cars just pull out inside the other one. But anyway, James Petty is reserving for Alpine, so no BRT Jacob. Importantly, this race he's been pretty impressive the whole season he's been around. He's turned up to, I think, maybe 2 or 3 races now, and he's been pretty
Jacob,
dominant and
yeah, he has 3 races. First with the fastest lap, and then 4th.
so there was one there where it didn't quite go to plan, but he's
Not
not
fourth,
here
still good.
now. So James Petty's got to kind of pick things up for Alpine. He wasn't particularly strong at the start of the season. That was before Jacob came in. Interesting that Sheehan left and has now joined.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna sit here and watch his AI for a second because no one's on a fast lap yet. And yes,
Brilliant.
I'm
This
not
is
quite sure what
quality
we're
commentary.
doing yet, but this is great.
But no, you were saying earlier that
Really,
that James Petty's had a poor start to the season. I mean, he got 8th, then 9th, and then he's sort of 11th, 13th, and then
Well, like-
DNF. So he started better than he's been
it's
recently.
been consistent, but of course,
He's been consistent, but yeah.
lacking the big hitter of BRT Jacob. It's a lot to. It's going to leave a lot on the table for him to try and pick up points for Alpine, and with
But so
them
with
in the full
Face,
grid
though.
as well. Things
So the
that-
face can get some points here.
Further,
And at least
I
it's
say
left.
down the order, I'm trying to pick out Callum, a reserve as well. He's the team owner, I believe, of Alfa Romeo. So Brandon's not made it to the last couple of rounds, and that's really halted their Constructors' Championship progress because both Alfa Romeos made a pretty strong start to the season, and it's only really been Joyka, who's continued that. He's not really had a teammate for most of the time.
Brandon's
He's
made
not had the best results
two
himself,
races,
but
and one of them he got DNF, and the other one he got ninth.
well, I mean, yeah, but
yeah, he could have got
the first race of the season before Brandon DNF. He put it on pole, I think, at Suzuka. So we had pace there, and Sheehan is still really enjoying the look of that Pirelli P0 barrier. I'm not quite sure what's gone on there. I wonder if that's something on my end even. But anyway,
Sheehan, I'm not. No, I don't know. He's sort of just. he's turned into a Rocket League bot. He's just
exactly
back and forth.
Yeah.
Chaz gets second with his lap.
Oh,
obviously, it's quite insignificant.
The final sector here with
right now
Bentiaxo, the number 7 for the Ferrari, and they are going very well so far as we're into round 6 of this championship, and he has been Mr. Consistency at the front. He's turned up to a lot of rounds, like majority of rounds I think. I don't think he's missed a round this season, and that's what's kept him in the fight against the likes of Toppy, and I mean I was going to mention someone else, but really it is just Toppy who's against at the height of
3-point gap
at the top of this table. And considering that he's already on the pace and at the front of this qualifying session provisionally, you wouldn't expect that to change here. And then there's the flip side. His teammate Sheehan, as again would watch, it says he's in the pits for some reason, but I get the feeling he's not in the pits because his car's doing that. So he's not had as fruitful of a start to the season as his teammate Bentiaxo has, and I say he might want to try and pick things up here, but I don't think it's got off to a good start.
He's done alright.
He's
been consistent. 4th, 5th, 6th, 5th, 9th. I mean,
yeah, it started to
the points, yeah.
But
he's turned up to every race
a little bit, and that's what can really make a difference though in the constructors, because and I'm going to mention as well, Kosai, this is his 3rd race this season, and we are at round 6 I think. Was it 4th? Maybe 4th.
I think it's his 3rd.
2 at least.
I'll have a look again.
Considering he's missed 2 and 1 he got no points in, that's considerably hampered his...
He's missed 3 and he got no points in either. 15th to 12th. He had battle through though. He's had a couple of terrible races that he's been part of, but he has not DNF, so you never know. On Monaco, bad start, as long as he's alive, he could
that could get you quite far.
Yeah.
Get you quite far in this race. As big incident there almost. So had Face making a mistake through sector 2 timing gate, just drops into the wall, and there goes an end plate for him, but he's currently provisionally P5. So behind cars you'd expect him to be behind the 2 Williams, and then Joyka again up there near the front, and Sheehan's back again, so I wonder if that's going to fix his car. Who knows. Either way, then behind Surface, that could be where it gets really interesting, because currently it's Chaz in 6th, and he's McLaren team who have not got a point yet this season, and Monaco doesn't seem to be the place you'd bank on them changing that. But again,
if you survive,
depending on what happens, you survive, yeah, that could be enough. And Mikey is here now, their other main driver, so they're not relying on another reserve, and you wonder how much practice maybe they could have got in beforehand. And as Mikey gets through, Raskas here, he's going to pit, so not the lap he... Well, okay, I suppose he would have maybe set a lap and is coming back in. But anyone on a lap, Callum round this last corner and up to the line, it'd be interesting. Tier 2 champion of a couple of seasons ago, he's still got the pace. Clearly there's still pace, and that could be what Alfa Romeo are hoping for.
Mick is on a good
bring
lap here.
Back into the constructors.
I'll have a look at Mick. He is 3 or 4 tenths quicker previous lap
as he heads through Raskas and out into final straight. It's not necessarily much of a straight, but up to the line. It's an improvement above his teammate, and there's been rustlings, shall we say, that Danny Boy's no longer the main driver alongside Mick at Aston Martin, so I believe he's reserving this race, and it may well be that someone else is brought in as a main, or they already have been brought in. And word on the streets, shall we say, was that
according to our sources.
According to our sources, yeah. That's a better way of putting it. That it may well be Real Pixel, the Red Bull and Alpine Academy reserve, who comes in to fill that main spot, but he's not available for now. So it is Danny Boy who maintains that seat, and considering his relationship with barriers, I would question how likely it is he makes a fair chunk into this race. But I suppose you never know. It is Monaco after all. So
yeah. I think I've got a stat about Danny Boy. Is it retired? How many times? Yeah, him and Ducky have got the joint most retirements. Him with 3 and Ducky with 3, and then Chaz with 2, and then there's a whole host of drivers with 1. But yeah, Monaco, you're not. It's going to be difficult for him to stay on the track given his record.
And you mentioned Ducky, as I think it's James Petty. Is he on a flying lap? I believe he is. So we'll just have a look at what he can set Alpine driver up to the line. He displaces both the Aston Martin lads, but as you mentioned, Ducky, he's currently in 7th, and that's a pretty impressive time for him. He's a decent chunk of a gap ahead of Chaz, and then the gap from Chaz to James Petty is almost a whole second. So that is a midfield that I wasn't expecting Chaz and Ducky to be that far clear of, and I wonder how much of that group of cars will end up improving in this last 8 minutes. Because Ducky's not the kind of driver you'd have expected to be sitting 7th in qualifying, and that's not in any disrespect, because that could just show that he's got something to bring to the table here at Monaco. And meanwhile, his Haas teammate Korkalakis is down and second to last of the cars that have set times, so something that Haas would really want him to start to pick things up, as I don't think they're actually doing too badly in the constructors, all things considered. And I know that McLaren were definitely down there, but I think it then might have been Haas in second last.
I can have a cheeky look.
You may as well have a look and validate. As Shui is now in, so we have got 20 out of 20 guaranteed. Well, I say 20 out of 20 guaranteed. Yes.
Haas are in 8th actually, above Aston Martin, who are in 9th. And then there's a big jump to Mercedes, and then there's the mid pack is quite stacked. I mean, Ferrari are 40 points clear.
Oh no, I was about to say I thought we were missing Luigi, but he's just not set time yet.
A lot of people in the pits. Maybe
Luigi,
he's been the last.
Has been the man to heavily carry Mercedes clear of that little scrap at the bottom of the constructors' table, because without him they'd be easily down there with Aston Martin, McLaren and Haas.
Yes.
And he's I think maybe his consistency and that kind of pace, general pace, that's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily blow you away, but if you can be consistent around Monaco,
yeah,
that could be key for McLaren, Mercedes even.
Yeah, he's got all of their points. All of their points. No, it's not looked. He's fully. I mean, yeah, it's not even carried. He's practically like dragging Mercedes out of that bottom
that
3.
Matt behind him on a. There's a Williams behind him. Yeah, Kosai also. They're just trying to get around as quickly as possible to get to the pits and start another lap. Is Danny Boy on a fly up? That's invalid. Callum up to the line. Is there an improvement from 4th position for the Alfa Romeo man? No, by half a tenth. But he's going to. He might struggle to get around. Oh no, it's not a particularly long lap here at Monte Carlo.
I mean, what's happened to Sheehan?
I just said Monte Carlo. Why have I said Monte Carlo?
Sheehan is still bugging on my screen.
Oh yeah, he is still. I've just had him. Hang on a second. I need a mental reset after that one, I think.
Yeah, there's no point me looking at Sheehan because he's just stuck moving up and down. But yeah, do you reckon Luigi's trying to do the last to first challenge as well, or he probably is? Yeah, I don't think I've seen him go out. Chewie's on a lap with maximum fuel,
Mental
and he has
reset
spun it.
not
He
needed.
spun it. He spun it.
Mental reset not
Chewie
needed. Monte
started at the
Carlo
back.
is Monaco.
Face is the only
I thought I
driver
was
on a
right,
lap.
then I thought I looked
Was
like a mug,
front.
so I thought I'd check it.
So with face.
Um,
Oh, he's
Everyone
there.
now heading back to the pits to
Oh,
get ready for one
Chewie.
last. Ooh,
Mick is just spun a little bit.
Nick's dropped it there, and that's
There was a little incident. There was a little incident earlier where Callum was trying to get past Mick because Callum was on a lap, but Mick couldn't really get out of the way, so there was a little bit of a collision. But yeah, I think both drivers have resolved that.
Must have missed
But
that
yeah.
one. I wonder if it was going to be clipped, maybe, but
In my ear, I was hearing about the. I was hearing their radio. What's the word? What are drivers have?
I don't know. But if you were
the,
hearing it, it must
the team radio, yeah. You know, they're in different teams. I was hearing it.
Oh right, yeah. I think you should get yourself checked, mate. To be honest. But anyway, so surprise, surprise, Toppy, Shuey, and Bram will not be setting times. They'll be starting from the back. Sheehan is
His
having
game.
there.
His game, I think. He has had issues before with
He has had
the
he has had
F1.
issues before.
Yeah. And can we get back to the F1 now, please?
Wow, there's only a couple of cars on the track as they'll all begin to file out in a couple of seconds' time.
James is out
Well, as
first.
they tick down to like 3 minutes or so, we'll get a huge bundle of traffic pile into turn 1, and
A lot to talk about.
Matt Copper's going to be hoping that he can get round before they all start to, but there's motion in the pit lane. There's an Aston Martin and a Mercedes heading to the end of the line and out of this pit exit as Matt comes up to the line to start his lap. They didn't get in the way, they weren't quite at turn 1, and luckily that should be the extent of Matt's traffic for that lap. He currently sits P2 behind Benciaxo, and he's got the 2 Alfa Romeos behind him. Was there contact with the wall there? Maybe. There's a purple sector 1 though. He's half a tenth up here, Matt Copper 97, and he's dubbed himself a bit of a Monaco specialist, but I do wonder how much that might come back to bite him if this lap isn't what he's hoping for and he doesn't get.
Oh, James was about to get a good lap, an improved lap, I think, but he has just had a mare right at the end of the last sector, so that will not be an improvement.
And that's invalid for Matt. He's cut the chicane, and it'll be no improvement for him. Is it maybe an opportunity to recharge the battery and go again? He's going slowly. He's got about 70%, so maybe there's another run in there for him. The tyres won't quite be in the position he'd want them to be, but that's his best option at this point as High Caliber heads into the hairpin section. He's 10th up, but to be fair, he improved on his last lap, but I didn't quite notice it. He's ahead of Korkamalakis now, and it looks like there's still improvements he's making on this next run as people start to cross the start finish line. ST plays into turn 1. They got Danny Boy also into turn 1. Kosai heading to the second sector as well. He's up about a tenth or so, but he's about 4 tenths behind Callum, so there's still time for him to make up if he wants to gain positions. We've got yellows in sector 3 for a bit of contact maybe. It's up to the line. There's an Alfa Romeo. Is that Joyka? No. Callum starting a lap.
Oh, Ducky is just... Wow.
Big shunt from Ducky as we're going to run along with Joyka, and you see that outside wall that's absolutely buried in the...
It's a good lap from him though.
It's a good lap, to be fair. He's nailing at most 10th. At most 7th. I don't know why I said 10th. Where did 10th
realistically, he'll probably get about 10th
okay.
after this
yeah.
drivers. But yeah, still good though. Needs to get some more points. I think he's got 1 point. Oh, as he plays, nearly loses it.
For Kosai.
not improved.
Unless he plays
Oh, it is.
some improvement, but fractionally.
He would have been on so much better lap.
Chasmeister and P9. There are other cars crossing the line. Is that one of them maybe Danny Boy? No. Mick to the line? I think we missed that lap from him. So I'm trying to catch some people coming up to the line. It's Callum through Raskas. He's got his teammate ahead of him in P3, but can he displace him? He was about 3/10 up or so, but he's got enough, and he does so. He's the first to take the, I say he's first to take the checkered flag, and then I see 4 other cars taking the checkered flag, including, interestingly, Sheehan, who's still on a wall. Benziaxo is provisionally on pole position. Is Matt on a lap? Is there a possibility that he can take pole position off of him? I'm not too sure. There's a couple of cars going through the last section.
Luigi's setting it.
Luigi Sven, he's not set a lap yet. This has got to be it for him. He's got a Williams directly behind him. Williams going to get a toe, but cuts into the wall. Luigi up to P15. Behind him, is that Mick maybe? No, Danny Boy up to the line. Is there an improvement there? I think that's invalid from Danny Boy. Any improvement for Mick? I don't think so either. As he heads up to the line, no.
Very disappointing is our
and
last.
Now we are left with just Joyko, who's not on a flying lap at all. And we'll just cut back to Sheehan, I think.
Just a reminder that his name is still bugging out.
He's, I'm sure he's having a good time.
I don't think he is.
But anyway, there's your qualifying order. It is pole position for Benziaxo and his title rival Toppy starting from the back at Monaco. He could be looking for a big result and something that could start to make him pull away in the championship. But as we've mentioned numerous times, it is Monaco. Anything can happen, and that midfield could become a war zone very quickly. And if and when it does, could Toppy be in a position to capitalise on it, or could he be in a position to get caught up and lose even more? So
I've got to say the times, the best laps were very spread out. I'd say definitely more spread out than other previous laps. There is a big divide in the people that can deal with the tight Monaco corners, and the people that can't. Going to be very interesting to see how that sort of split formulates at the back of the pack, with obviously quick drivers like Toppy, Shuey, Bram, Sheehan, Luigi as well, to see if they can get past these back markers that are just will be. I mean, you can see there about 4 seconds slower.
Anyway, here we go. We're loading into the main race, because it's not a sprint race, of course, at Monaco, which I do need to remind myself sometimes, because sometimes I get a little bit forgetful. I know last round Hungary was a sprint, and I may or may not have completely and utterly forgot. So it's not a sprint. We're going straight to the feature race, which gives Toppy, who's only got a 3-point lead over Benziaxo in the championship, gives him less laps to try and make real inroads and catch up to his rivals. Same can be said as well for Bram and Shuey. The Red Bull's really not in where they want to be in P5 in the standings. So there's a lot to be gained here. And this could be carnage at turn 1, so I'm just going to hide the UI. And we watch as... looks like everyone gets through. To be fair, credit where credit's due, it looks like everybody gets through pretty cleanly. Well, here we go. Benziaxo, he maintains first position, but Callum up into second. Matt's lost a position, but... ooh, Matt's lost a couple... he's losing a car there. He's down to 4th, 5th, 6th position for Matt Cover 97. It's a big mistake from him there.
Big hits.
And the shunts further back.
A lot of people going and
Are we? I wonder. My sound went for a second there. I wonder
It
if
did,
we were
yeah.
under neutralised conditions, but no.
Everyone has
Looks as
survived
though
though.
everyone has survived. As Sheehan's falling down the order, is he an AI maybe, or
Oh,
he's spun
maybe
through
spun. Yeah. I'm not sure if
through
that's
the
him or
tunnel.
if that's the game. I can't lie.
I think
Knowing
it
his
is him.
knowing his record.
Oh,
That was
maybe
in
it is the game.
yeah,
Right.
like maybe he's just got unlucky in the game,
not
so
sure.
to glitch
Anyway.
out.
We come back to Callum, who's already a second back off Bensiaxo, and he's got Kosai right behind him. Behind
James
him,
Spahn, I
Sir
think.
with Face, who's already under pressure from Joyka. Joyka's looking to the outside. Has he got the speed into turn one? Oh, there's contact. They bang wheels. Matt goes to the inside. Matt gets the position. Can Matt maybe get another hit? He's right on the rear end of Sir with Face, and Joyka's had a big mistake into turn one. They came together. He's lost a position from that, and now it's Chaz in P7. He's done a very good job to stay out of trouble there, the McLaren man. In the point.
Stewie, big
now.
contact with Mike, and he gets past, but that was very physical.
Chewy looking to make up positions as quickly as possible, and clearly it's starting. They're backing him up as Bram looked to the inside for a moment, but then thought better of it. The last thing he needs is damage here, and it's already starting to lose their hand a little bit as they get too eager to try and get past cars here in these opening laps. Toppy's up to P11, and he's opted for the hard compound. I wonder as he goes, steaming into the chicane there, and he's getting very close to the back of Danny Boy. He splits the
Chewy
Aston
spins.
Martins as we speak.
Chewy spun.
He's in the wall. Has he got damage?
Doesn't look like it's terrible damage,
section.
but
I wonder
maybe he does have a bit of damage. But
maybe it's just his ego. As
he wants the last to
ahead,
first challenge
Matt
again.
Copper is right on the back of Sir Face. He's almost pushing him through turn one, but of course this is Monaco. There's not a lot of room to make mistakes. There's not a room to make up moves, and there's a lot of room for mistakes. As he tries to maybe as on the medium compounded tyre as well. So the longer he sits behind Sir Face, he's just losing out in that battle to those three cars ahead in the podium positions, and of course Sir in front of him. But he's got to get a move done quickly, and Joyka's right behind him, also looking to regain the couple of positions he lost from contact with Sir Face. Interesting though, Chaz is in a nice position. He's got ST players behind him, and ST players are starting to hold up Ducky for starters, and now Toppy as well. Toppy's got to get past both of these, and he's got to get past both of them cleanly as they head into the chicane. He's right on the back of Ducky Motorsport, and if he can get a good enough traction, they might come together.
Sir spins.
But Spurs done on a Mick Schumacher, I think, there in the third sector. Luckily his car can't split in half on the game, but that promotes... Oh, Matt's out! Matt's out, Callum's out. What happened there? Matt on the straight. Have I disconnected?
No, you haven't. There's so many
What on
people
earth has
dying.
occurred?
Matt Callum, Chewy, Mike Caliber, and James earlier. Safety car out? Safety car is out. Wow.
Matt and
well,
Callum both out on the straight. I wonder, it must be a game issue. Restart maybe. Yeah, restart, I think.
is that?
'Cause for a second there I thought I was...
Oh wow. I was thinking, look
Tripping.
at that crazy stuff. But yeah,
Everything's gone
I think it's a restart.
crazy. Yeah, we have got a restart. I wonder what it's for. Because...
Would have been pretty funny if it's not a restart this time and Benz walks away with the the drivers. Danny Boy with some points. Yes, he plays ankle classical points, but no.
So we have got a restart. I assume. Yeah, no, I say I assume. I know. But wonder if that is going to involve me quitting. Why am I in the race start? What have I done?
You could race and actually
Sorry.
get points now. That also applies to me.
Wonder what for. Desync, I think.
Yeah.
That makes sense, to be fair. We've had it. At least it wasn't as bad as midweek, as what happened in HSRT and PSGL, where Steam just completely collapsed and everyone on Steam disconnected immediately. That was quite a moment, let's put it that way, but not quite that bad. Still the same outcome though. We'll get a restart to that race and we get to go again into turn 1. So lucky.
Some of the lobbies are up, and then you please invite me.
It does appear to be every time Mick hosts the race that we get desync, and then whenever it's high caliber hosting, it's just really high ping. It's not necessarily bad desync. It's
links
just
with the
bad
name.
overall ping. So, although it is a bit odd.
Yeah, I think some people will be glad that.
I mean, when I tried to host, my game decided to implode and tell me that my privacy settings were on no crossplay, when I can prove it to you right now, actually on stream. Options, settings, I think this is the right place, crossplay enabled, and yet for some reason the one time I went to host, the game said that somewhere in my Xbox settings it had overridden it to be set as crossplay disabled, so clearly something's against us. I'd always get...
Yeah, I think some people will be glad, because I'm guessing... I don't know.
A couple of people who had some pretty bad starts. Joyka lost a couple of positions from contact.
Yeah.
And
I've got to say though, Williams and Alfa Romeo have got a very good, I think, very good qualifying, so they will be looking to really drive forward in the constructors. So my brain just decided to collapse. But yeah, when there's a lobby, please don't fight me.
Oh, Mick's internet went down, apparently. So, wonder if I could host and it might not break this time.
No,
because currently it looks like we'll have high caliber hosting. So,
oh, what's this be? Garb Fest.
oh, Shui's hosting. Or high caliber hosted and then left. And then rejoined. But either way, let's get some people in this lobby, shall we? I don't know who's already in, so I'm just going to invite anyone who I notice.
Well, I can join you, I think.
Mick.
Oh
yeah, I need to invite you.
I don't think you do, because I've just joined.
Oh right, yeah, good point.
I can invite Korkmalakis. He's in. No,
I've done that.
That's the only person I can invite. But I'm not, honestly.
Yeah, inviting to... these are, people are probably... I'm clicking on them and then going back and seeing they're already in, but I don't care.
My sources are telling me that Callum is completely serious right now and focused on the race. Definitely not posting some incredibly golden shoes to the rest of the drivers to maybe put them off. I think it might be a bit of a power play.
Anyone else I'm missing? Both.
Does anyone else? The quality results. Have you?
We have on stream. Don't we?
You shouldn't. Yeah. need to click spectate. Yeah.
Anyone we're missing? Nope. Good stuff.
Fantastic
Both
stuff.
Aston Martins need to get in their Aston Martins, but we are all back. No, I didn't invite Monkey D. Ram. I don't think I have him added.
No.
And I knew he wasn't racing anyway.
No.
So. We're missing someone now. Who are we missing? No idea. One of the Alpha, no.
Danny Boy's still not in his vehicle.
Right, yeah. It said 20 a second ago though.
Second,
Yeah.
oh, no.
So we are missing a car.
Alpine? No. Mercedes. Maybe it's Mercedes. Is Luigi in? Yes.
No, Luigi's at the top.
Understood.
Oh, we're back again. 20. Who was it? Sheehan.
Yeah, all his games. Garbage.
That makes sense.
Oh, I'll try and game card and then add him as a friend, so if it messes up again then I can invite him. Oh, friends.
Alright.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon everyone's going to stay on the track alive after the first corner?
No. I think we had a pretty good run the first time, and I don't think we'll get the same again. Oh, Mick disconnected, but he's back again. We are back and we're ready to go. And once again, I wasn't expecting it to be posed again, but the question is posed again. How many make it through turn 1? I think probably most. I think there'll be 2 cars sideways, I reckon.
Ooh. I think they all, because there's one car sideways. What am I going to say? There's no
Exactly. To be fair, I think it's a surprise if only 2 end up sideways.
I'm saying none.
If someone's sideways, a good 6 or 7 end up sideways. So it's difficult one to gauge, really. Oh, Sheehan's already left. It's not a good
Well, I can
start.
invite him. Yeah.
That's a good point. Anyone listening to the stream, remember setups. Because of course, no part firmware when we restart. So that might catch a couple of people out. Sheehan already gone.
I invited
Right.
him again. This is the race, yeah?
This is indeed the race. There we go. It's been a while since This one's been brought out. Well, since I heard this one. Will we have heroics into Saint Devat? Here we go racing, we are green. And again, it's not a good start for Matt Cop 87, but this time Callum can't take the position. A couple of cars inside each other due to ghosting, and there's a squabble between the two Alfa Romeos as they head up through the first sector. But Toppy's already up to 14th position, and further back there's a couple of moves being made. It's really tight through this whole sector, and there's a big opportunity there maybe for... There's a big opportunity there, I see, for Toppy around the outside. So, they all back up into each other. Maybe wing damage there for one of the Mercedes, and even possibly Toppy. They all... Spinner in the back. I think that's Nick sideways.
Ooh.
He's retired.
That's not good for Aston Martin.
We have a VSC already.
Wow.
And one down, 19 to go.
Well, it was a bit of a collision between Chewy and Sheehan. I think Sheehan got a poor exit, and Chewy thought there was the space to go for the overtake. Well, obviously, we know Monaco. There's hardly ever spaces.
Yeah, Monaco overtakes don't come hand in hand a lot of the time. But we're under neutralised conditions here, and it's a good opportunity to get my spectator menu up because I forgot. But
good time to see that Alfa Romeo are doing 3-4 right now. This could be big in their quest to maybe push for a second in the constructors. Is going to be difficult, but to get separate themselves from the pack, because there's a pretty big pack in the middle of that constructors.
What is that? We've got a good constructors battle going on, and currently I believe it's Ferrari leading the way, and then behind we've got Korkumakis is out in the pit lane. So
that is not ideal. Ducky will have to carry Haas.
2 down, 18 to go.
High Caliber's retired. Big contact from Chewy into the back of... Oh, this is really
Sheehan out.
Messed up. What's going
on here? Benciaxo looks to get away on this restart from the VSC. Matt's behind him. Yeah, I think we've got another restart coming for something, because it's all gone wrong.
Yeah, restart. Brilliant.
It'd look a bit
if it's not a restart, then
suspect.
Chewy's getting himself in the right trouble.
It'd look a bit suspect. But yeah. Will we ever get a proper racing? Who knows? It's a good thing I didn't bother going through tyre strategy though. That was the next on my radar. And of course, tyre strategy is particularly important when you get punted because you're restarting. But anyway. Oh yeah, check out my F1 world car.
Can we have it?
Alright, who was hosting that one? Shui. And that went Pete Tong. So, is it my time? I hope not.
I've heard sources that Sheehan's presence may be disrupting the game because of his game being so glitchy and basically messed up.
His game has had a mare. Let's put it that way. Well,
Mhm.
interesting predicament we are faced with here, because
Chaos, and it's not on the racetrack,
murmurings maybe of
realistically.
a shortened race, 35%, 25%. It's an interesting prospect. 25% feels a bit low.
Hmm.
I get people have things to do, but 25% isn't really.
Is that a
Right,
race?
and we have got 35% races now because of this new game, which is maybe a nice middle ground between not committing to a full 50% given how much we've already been delayed. Well, anyway.
Really has been. It's very disappointing for our viewers so far. Absolutely no content to consume apart from that quali, which in itself was disappointing with the lack of movement on that final push, final few minutes.
Well, I think I probably couldn't hear it.
Well, looks like someone needs to invite me.
I did not get an invite.
Oh,
Yep, I'm not that important.
yeah, it's not like it's not like you stream the game or anything.
No. So, we've got a couple, I think. There's a couple of drivers who may not make it to this next restart. But then we also might get Monkey D. Brannan if he's available, so... Hey, it might be only one or two we missed.
I'm gonna join off Matthew. Matt
Interesting that...
Oh no! I've just invited him to my game. No, 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 no! Don't join my game, Matt. I'm not in a game.
It's
There we go. He's
interesting
invited to
how
play.
we've managed to have two good Monaco starts, and Monaco managed to be ruined by the game and not...
Can you join off me?
I can join off the invite I just got.
No. He joined off me. He joined off. My influence is crazy. And Monkey D brand for Aston Martin.
Alright, let's have a look at who's not in and who I can invite. That's... Right. Wrong account, I think I just invited for Ducky, but it's fine. squealiness. So. Anyone?
Ferrari? It's Gian because, yeah, can't.
Xi'an.
That's going to be a big loss for Ferrari, though. In the instructors. Big loss. If my memory is not lying to me, they are top of the constructors. So this could be, if AlphaTauri can do something here, obviously you expect Toppy to have a good race. As long as he survives, you expect him to maybe, I mean, it's going to be difficult at Monaco, but I think I'm expecting a top 5 finish for Toppy. He may beg to differ, but as what I've seen of him, he's really crazy quick. Yeah, Alpine in third. Not far off AlphaTauri, only 12 points. James Petty for the Alpine.
Oh man,
racing.
right, we got 17 out of 22. I can't look at this.
What?
The chat.
Oh, let's have a look then. Oh, what's the chat? Still streaming, yes?
Okay, what the... Right.
Right. Bruce thinks he's at Matt Kuiper 97. Right. Betting on Luigi.
Oh, here we go.
No.
Take 3.
My Discord has stopped working.
I think you should count yourself lucky.
Why?
Because, I mean, that's not even the worst of it. Oh my... Right.
That is beautiful. Oh! I looked at the photo that Mick sent of the toast, and I was like, oh, that is beautiful, and I scrolled up to the next image. Ah. Shouldn't have scrolled up. Shouldn't have scrolled up. Anyway,
No,
back
you
to the
shouldn't have
race.
scrolled up.
I should have bloody scrolled up. Ah. Get me on the standings.
Yeah, it got a bit worse than that as well. But yeah,
You sure it got worse? Because I saw it earlier. Anyway, back to the race. Come on, we doing.
and again,
We better
remember your setups.
remember. Phillips of Monaco. Here we go.
I've not even got it in me to check race director because I'll end up forgetting the tyre strategies and then, well, I'll end up forgetting to do
Let's
it.
have a look
and
at
then
race
we'll restart
director.
anyway.
Oh wow, some people on the softs. Is this a shorter
Here we
Race
go.
is 27 laps.
Third time's the charm. Is we've got a formation lap. Oh my life. Right. Okay. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be able to get my overlay stuff up, but I don't think that was meant to be done. What we have, here we go, 27 laps now, 35% race. Soft tyre is actually in use.
And Stewie and Pram have disqualified.
Well, yeah, that's not a surprise, is it? Formation lap. So, I suppose the important things to note here is we are down one Haas. Korkamakis couldn't.
No, Chaz is out.
Another restart. We are not down on Aston Martin because
I can't even.
Monkey D. Brown is here reserving for Danny Boy, who couldn't continue. And another. Where have you gone? Where'd you go? Oh, brilliant. There goes my co-com. Lovely. We are also down. I'm not even entirely sure. I've left. Oh, that's you then. That's your end, because you left for me. I'm still here with everybody, you left. So, restart your game and I'll invite you. Because I'm still in. Everyone's still going. Who are we? Who else? Is there an Alpine? Yeah, Surface also not here. So, Alpine. Well, James Petty's got a lot to make up now for Alpine. But, here we go. 5 red lights. And we will be back underway for a third time here at Streets of Monte Carlo. Benciaxo looking to get equally as good restart as he got every other time into turn 1. Mac 97, he's got an Alfa Romeo on the inside. Can they make it through all clean? In the background, it looks like they have as they get through Saint Devot and up through Sector 1. They snake through these close sections. I think there's contact further back, maybe between Brown and Shui. No, mix around though. So already a terrible start for the Aston Martin driver. There's Alfa Romeo 3-4 as it stands. They're all piling into the hairpin. Someone stopped on track. There was a Mercedes stopped and I think someone hit the back of them. So contact there. I wonder if there's damage to either of those cars. But either way, as they head through into the tunnel and down into the Nouvelle Chicane, looks as though only one driver really got into any considerable shunt on this first lap, and somehow as we get a nice picturesque view of the harbour and a nice view of, I think that's Bram getting quite close to the back of McLaren and Mikey. We've had a pretty clean first lap. Is there a move into Raskas? I highly doubt it. No, he's just going to sit back and wait again for another lap as they head down the straight. Ducky in P6, and Toppy gets the position on James Petty before the braking zone, so he's got a lot of speed in that AlphaTauri, and he's got a lot of places to make up if he wants to be reducing the points he's going to lose to Benciaxo. Further forward, I think someone's losing. No, it's Callum's losing time on Matt Copper, but then Matt's teammate is just stuck behind both Alfa Romeos, so Joyker in a good position where if he can stick to his teammate on the soft compound, then Kossai's gonna end up losing out to both of them, and Joyker can take those into further into the race. I'm just gonna invite you through that. And is there a move on for Chaz? Maybe he's lost a position there to ST Plays, I think. Toppy's 2/10 back, so Toppy could look to capitalise on this mistake. I think it would have been from Chaz as he gets a bit out of shape on the curbs and almost maybe contact with the wall. Toppy tries to swoop round the outside as it's into the pits very early for ST Plays. I think that's wing damage for him, and that's going to promote a couple of drivers up positions, but Chaz immediately loses that position that he would have gained as Toppy goes round the outside into Saint Devot. It's a beautiful move from Toppy, and he's up into 7th position. Bram now, he couldn't get a position done equally as nicely, but he's going to sit behind Mikey Slicks, and he's been behind Mikey Slicks for a while. He goes to the outside, it becomes the inside, and as he head down into Mirabeau, he's got that position. Mikey could maybe fight back to the inside, but no. That position's kept by the Red Bull driver, and Bram heads through this section in P10. He's got James Petty in about 3 seconds ahead of him, but that softer compound should hopefully pull him towards the cars in front. And I look at Toppy, and you see he's made up so many positions already. He's on the hard tyres, so he'll be taking those into the middle of the race. He might even extend that to a soft stint at the end, but either way, Toppy's in such a powerful position already. And well, Red Bull currently where they are, there's a lot to gain for them in the constructors. And we say about Toppy being in a good position, but in a good position as well. Joyka mentioned it before, on the harder compound he can stick with cars on. Toppy's out. He's made a mistake. Toppy, as you head to the corner before the second sector timing gate, he's just straight into the wall. That's the championship leaders out, and he was on a charge. There's a lot to be gained here for Benciaxo. He's got a 1.6 second gap to Matt Copper in P2. Callum's already 2 and a bit seconds off of him, and he's just pulling his teammate along. But of course, Cosside's managing to stay with him as Monkey's out as well. There's a mistake there as we're going to run with ST Plays, who's got Shui behind him into the Nouvelle Chicane. You can see Monkey D. Brown. He's just completely overcooked the chicane and straight over the curb and straight into the barrier. So once again we'll get the countdown going. 2 down, 15 to go, because of course we haven't got 20 now. 4 drivers couldn't commit to a third restart. One managed to get one into. Matt's had him there. He's stuck on the hairpin, the flower bed of the flower bed, thinking I'm at blooming Long Beach. But I mean, I would clip that on the stream because he managed to. I ended up doing that at some point, and he took the mick out of me. But that we just go back to F1 WoW for a moment. Matt Copper 97, he's dropped back behind his teammate 4.4 seconds back, and he was in such a good position to try and make those softs work and eke out an advantage on both Alfa Romeos. And I say both Alfa Romeos, and I immediately realised that Joyka's got the move down on his teammate. Wonder if there was a bit of team orders that went into that one. Joyka now in P2. Callum's dropped back. He's clearly not got the pace that the main driver on the team is currently able to show on the medium tyres. Kosai almost outside of DRS there, so they've started to move apart. There's a move I think for High Caliber into turn 1. Mikey Slick's caught out. It's the same corner again. You can see Ducky's right on the back of him. It's Matt versus Matt. There's definitely a point in Japan for Ducky, because we saw a clip of Sheehan celebrating that rather ecstatically for the Ferrari Academy. But as I mentioned, it's Matthew versus Matthew, and I don't think there's any damage on that Williams car, so it must be that Matt he's managed to fall into a vicious cycle of mistakes after mistakes on 2 running laps into the same corner. And we're going to run with him through Sandoval into the first sector. He's still got a Haas on his I say on his gearbox, but dropped back by about half a second. But then he should probably be pulling away a lot faster than that for a driver of Matt's caliber and in the position that he's in. But then as we watch him head through this section into the hairpin again, it's a lot cleaner this time, but Ducky is there, and it does make you question what's not clicking for Matt here. That is quite a considerable fall from grace for him, going from P2 to 4.4 seconds back off his teammate to now 5.4 seconds back off his teammate. So I mean, it does look like he's now starting to regain some of that gap that he lost. Watching his teammate currently heading through into the second sector here, he's got both of the Alfa Romeos ahead of him, and it does look as though this is going to be a little bit of a train between him and Callum and Joyker, although it's one of those that they're not close enough to make a move, but there's not much threat of them spreading out too much either, and it's going to play nicely into the hands of Joyker, who's just on the slower tyres. And well, I say slower tyres, it's getting to around lap 8, so sometime around now, the next couple of laps, those soft tyres lose the advantage that they would have had, because the soft tyres don't last very long, and that could be some of what's compounded Matt's anguish so far, is that if he's put too much pressure and too much stress through those soft tyres with the mistakes he's made, he's going to have left an impact on the performance that he's going to get out of those, and that's going to slow him down in the long run. Oh, the final corner, here comes Bram. He's got DRS, he's got ERS to play with if he wants it, but into turn 1 he's just not close enough. He's not got the speed that he needed to catch up to Chaz, and Chaz in a healthy position in P7, and of course Ducky in a healthy position in P6, so big points may be on the table for those two drivers in their respective teams down the lower regions of the constructor standings. But Bram is on a charge. He wants to make sure that he's making up positions for Red Bull, and he almost pushes Chaz through that section, and you see that he's lost control of the car, ghosting, just almost literally giving him a nudge through the corner. Is there a move on maybe into the chicane? It doesn't look like it. He gets so close through the corners where you can't make a move, and then as soon as it's a corner where you would ordinarily see maybe a move be able to be shaped up, and he's just not in the same position, as he almost completely overcooks the chicane through the into the and he's into the pits already, so the soft tyres not working for him. But I was trying to get my words out, but I couldn't think of. She's closing in on Mick now. He's got the inside, he's got all of the DRS, all of the DRS, all of the track space, and there we go. P10 now for Shuey on the hard compound. He's in the same kind of position Toppy was in, but we know what happened to Toppy, and it does seem like Monaco is one of those untamable beasts, as we see even I say we see Luigi make a mistake. I think that was my game bugging for a second there. It looked like he went almost straight on, but then glitched back to the apex of the hairpin. Either way, he's got James Petty in his sights, the lone Alpine out here on the track, and as soon as I want to say maybe there's a move on. Matt's pit as well, so Ducky moves up to P4 provisionally. Chaz will take P4 maybe as well. Will Callum get out ahead of him. That's going to be close here at the pit exit. No, it looks like Callum gets out ahead, but Matt's going to drop behind this whole pack. So Callum did a very good job of timing his stop. He's only lost a position to Ducky, who's not necessarily in the fight with him. Whereas Matt, who's in a fight with Callum, Kosai and Joyka, well, that's what he'd have been hoping to be in a fight with. He's dropped all the way back behind Luigi, James, Chaz, and then also Ducky. Likes of cars that he doesn't necessarily want to be in battles with, but he's now got to pass on track. So it's not an ideal situation for him to be in. And maybe there's a bit of a strategy hiccup there from, or his own judgment, because of course there's not a lot else that comes into play there other than him deciding to pit when he does. Either way, Luigi's getting closer and closer to the back of James Petty, but team orders, and it's fair enough. From in the Mercedes Academy, he realises that Matt's in a much better position than him to try and get a move, as now Kosai pits from third position. That promotes Ducky to a podium spot, provisionally of course. Kosai's going to come back out. That's going to be perfect for him. He's not going to lose a position to Chaz, and now Matt's ahead of James Petty as well into turn 1, so Luigi gets 3-second penalty, but he's trying to get as close as he can to this battle ahead of him, because he let Matt through in a position that didn't really suit him to do so, and all it's done now is it's left him in Shui's clutches as Shui looks to the outside at Miro, but there's not enough room there, as is the case with the majority of this track, and he's just going to have to sit behind the Mercedes again for the following couple of corners. Bent's pits from the lead. The Ferrari's into the pits, number 7, but will he come back out ahead of Ducky? He will comfortably come out ahead of Ducky. Joyka's in P1. Bent's comes out P2. Callum overtakes Ducky, or Callum overtakes Ducky on a straight, so Ducky's now back into 4th. Callum up a position to 3rd. Kosai is 3 seconds back from those, and then Matt's managed to dispatch of Chaz Meister as well, so Matt's on a charge on these medium tyres. He's got a point to prove given the mistake he made earlier in this race, and now James Petty maybe has an opportunity to close in on Chaz, but he's got Luigi behind him, and Shui hasn't been able to make up a lot of ground either. He's got Bram now behind him, but it is quite a considerable amount behind him. He's just been stuck behind Luigi for a little while. Was there contact there maybe? I think there might have been contact there between Luigi and Shui as we run along with this battle. It's quite a... yeah, it's almost pushing... oh, there's contact with the rear and he's pushed him. Luigi's out. Shui's pushed him through the... on the exit of Tabak and through the section before the... well, I suppose it's the marina section. He's just pushed... he's just tagged the diffuser of the Mercedes, and that's Luigi's race run. So Shui's now going to pit, and I do wonder if that's a penalty coming his way, because that is rather... I can't really dispute whether that's his fault or not. It's slam dunk. He's tagged the rear of the Mercedes for a high speed section. There's not a lot that could be done, but it's a free stop for Ducky. So those cars that didn't pit, and there wasn't any of them from the front runners, but Ducky's going to get round. Well, I'm not sure if maybe he missed the pit lane or if this is a strategy from him, but he gets a stop. Oh, okay, so he's going to now pit, and he's going to fall back a couple of positions, but I think it actually might only be one position because Bram's within about 13 seconds of him, but Chaz is far enough back that I wonder he might just get ahead of him, and Chaz just pit himself. So I look through the grid and you see how long people have been on tyres, and I was about to say there's a good couple of cars that could gain from this, and I think they had all pit the moment it came out. So James now on the hard compound, he might be able to stretch that to the end. I think that's likely, but also a bit maybe something he doesn't necessarily have to do. Well, that's not ideal at all. I wonder what he's picked up for. Is that something about speeding? Oh, right, he's just not keeping to his delta. Naughty boy. Oh, we can see that it's currently your championship leader provisionally, Benziaxo, in first position, followed by both Alfa Romeos, and is High Caliber a lap down? I think he is, so that's not ideal for him at all. He's looking to maybe unlap himself if that's allowed, but I doubt it is. Yeah, I think pitting's just about dropped him a lap down, and that is not ideal for him. But either way, it's an Alfa Romeo 2-3, and Matt's dropped behind Ducky, so Matt's pit again off the medium compound. He's dropped behind Ducky barely. Maybe he thought he had the gap that he just didn't have. It's an interesting strategy call again. Matt, the strategy Matt, in his own head, seems to be really channeling it's in a Ferrari maybe. Because I'm not sure what the softs give him for 11 laps, 10 laps maybe when we get back to green flag conditions. We see him heading through Portier there, catching up to the back of the safety car. We'll have another lap because there's a good portion of the grid nowhere near the safety car yet. Huh, safety car in already? That is fast. I wonder if that's a 35% race kinda thing, because that is very early, shall we say. But Benziaxo will take control of the pace of the grid, and he's not going to go immediately. Instead he's going to bunch everyone up to the line, and then I say bunch everyone up to the line. We've only got 6 people actually caught up to the safety car. Bram's only just made it. He's got Chaz directly behind him. Ducky's got 3 seconds penalties for cutting the corner, but he's got the move done on Kosai, so Kosai's had a mare. He's lost 2 positions. Ducky with his penalty though, I wonder if that possibly tells a story of how he's managed to gain that position. Oh shoot, he locks the rear into Mirbo there, and he's got nothing doing there. But as they head through Portier and down into the tunnel, is he close enough? It looks like he maybe is. He's got ERS to play with. Matt Coffer 97. Is there a move to the inside of the Nouvelle chicane? It'll be ballsy if he does, but no, there's not the space there. And he's got his teammate behind him to be wary of, but I would assume he's going to hold off. And there's 2 Red Bulls behind him as well. It's on the limit through to back. And now, is he close enough? No, there's not going to be a move there either. But Ducky must be holding him up, and that is not ideal for him, because Matt needs to be on the back of these 2 Alfa Romeos, and he needs to be on these Alfa Romeos quickly, so he's got a dispatch of Ducky, and his teammate has to also. The inside is where he's looking at. I think he's got the space to. Maybe Ducky's going to close it off into Saint-Devote. They bang wheels, but they make it through 2x2, and then up the hill they go. Ducky's got the straight line speed, I think, but Matt might have the edge as the outside line becomes the inside line. He swoops around, takes the apex, and I think that's the position. But no, they're still side by side. And now Kosai's involved. Matt's got a position, but Kosai up the inside at Mirabeau. Maybe Kosai can get the position here too. Is he on the outside? Is there room? He's pushed to the outside, but can he swoop around at the hotel chicane? He's got it as well. Ducky spins. Brown gets a position. Shuey gets a position. Ducky's all over the place. He's lost an end plate from that. That was a cracking battle we've just witnessed. Ducky easily the one man to lose the most from that. And all four beneficiaries, Matt, Kosai, Brown and Shuey up a position. Ducky with wing damage and a penalty. That's not ideal for him, but Matt has to get his foot down now to catch up to the Alfa Romeos, and his teammate Kosai has to put his foot down too, because his teammate's starting to pull away a little bit because of that battle, and both Red Bulls are now bearing down on him. Both Red Bulls who are in that constructors fight with him. It is currently Williams and Red Bull 4th and 5th in the championship, and these points, depending on where they're who they're paid to who, they can swing the championship either way at round 6. And we've got a lot of way to go, but oh yeah, I mentioned Williams and Red Bull fighting for that 5th and 4th in the constructors, but then Ducky's out, so it has really gone from bad to worse for Ducky Motorsport. He's off the track down at Mirabeau, and I think that is, yeah, it's his race run, so it looked very promising for him, but it all unravelled extremely quickly. Matt now 2/10 off the back of Joyka, and he is absolutely cooking. He's a 10th back as they head through the first sector. His teammates just losing more and more time to him. But as I'll go back to what I was saying, I mentioned Williams 4th, Red Bull 5th in the constructors. Currently it's Alfa Romeo who are 6th, so the big points haul that Alfa Romeo are looking to bring in here with this 2nd, 3rd finish, the double podium, may well bring them right into that battle for 4th, and it could just spice things up even more, especially considering Alpine, they're the only man representing them today is James Petty in 9th position, and he's got Mikhail not too far behind him. It is still points, but when you consider that they're looking at bringing in 20 plus point hauler for Alfa Romeo, 2 points for James Petty just doesn't seem quite as important in the grand scheme of things. But I'm getting a little bit I was about to say, I think Kosai could be in trouble here. He's got both Red Bulls right behind him, and they're looking to maybe work in tandem to get past the Williams car, but then you look and see that Kosai's got over half his battery remaining. He's just managing things as it stands, and he's on the medium compound, the same as both cars behind him, so there's not much of a... and he's got his teammate ahead of him who's absolutely dumped the battery to get within DRS range, but now he is within DRS range, and as they head down the straight, Joyka's going to have DRS to defend from his teammate Callum. Matt's not got the straight line speed, running 50-50 wings. He's just not able to pull enough alongside. Well, he's not going to be able to pull any advantage, not to mention enough alongside to make a move. And he's trying alternate lines through this section to try and get an advantage on the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. Is there a move down the inside into Mirvo? He looks for it. His nose is down the inside, but is there room there? The number 29 leaves him space, and he's going to hug the apex and push him wide. There's contact, but I think Joyce is going to maintain the position, and Matt's just going to have to go again. Because through Portier and under the tunnel down to the chicane, he's still in third position. And his teammate's still within DRS ahead of him. So Matt went for that move. The opportunity was there, and now he's got a 3-second penalty for track limits. I wonder who's going to maybe fall foul to that further along in this race. We've only got 5 laps or so remaining. Kosai now 1.8 seconds back. It was 2.5 a while ago, but then of course Matt's no longer had the battery to absolutely throw at Joyka, and he's pulled up to the back of him. So this fight's brought Kosai back a little bit, but of course Kosai has to defend from 2 cars with DRS on him, and of course he has got the DRS to do so. It looks like he's running a couple lower wings maybe to aid this defence. But Matt's getting closer and closer, and now I think it's Callum's now behind. I think Rose was faster, and now I think Callum maybe realised that he wasn't able to pull away, and he was possibly holding his teammate up. He could maybe do a good job of holding Matt up to bring his teammate a gap ahead. But I think Callum's got a lot to do now though, because he's got all the RS to work with, but he's still got to deal with Matt, and Matt doesn't need the RS if he's going for the inside. Is he going to chop his nose off? Almost. As they head through to back, he's right on the gearbox of the Alfa Romeo, and I've said that so many times, but this time it's Callum and not Rose. And Callum's now got a 3-second penalty, so that's going to bring things back level between the two of them. But of course Joycon's not got a 3-second penalty himself in second position, and now Kosai's right on the back. He's almost, he's fractionally outside of DRS, but he's managed to pull enough of a gap on Shui and Bram, who've also strategically swapped positions. Shui with a penalty himself. Oh, I'll give you a benefit of the doubt there. It's close enough. But anyway, Kosai's got fractions, and it is fractions, to get within DRS of his teammate Matt Copper. And of course Matt's got to try and keep his footing to stay within touching distance of Callum if he wants to get a move done, because Joyka's ahead of him and Bentz's in the distance 7 seconds ahead, but Joyka's not far away, so if Matt can get a move done at some point in the next lap or so, he's still got an opportunity of second position maybe. Of course Kosai with no penalties, he's got an opportunity of a podium here too, even if he does just sit behind his teammate. He's got a 10th or so to gain if he wants that insurance of DRS to defend against the 2 Red Bulls. I'm not sure he's going to get it as they head through Raskas and through the DRS detection zone. I don't think he's got it, but I think Matt's close enough maybe. Matt and Callum, is there a move to his line? No, he's just not got the speed on the straight. He almost pushes him on the exit, but then coming into the straight, Callum just increases that gap on him. And Bram's getting closer to Shui. I think team orders suggest, well, High Caliber's out. High Caliber's out by the swimming pool section, so that's, I mean, he's been P13 and a lap down, so it's not like there was a lot necessarily for him to lose there. But currently Chaz, and I've not necessarily mentioned this, Chaz in P8, that's points for McLaren. It's McLaren's first points this season if he can hold on to it. He's got James Petty behind him, but not in DRS yet, and Mick behind him as well, also not within DRS of James. So with only a couple of laps to go, Chaz is looking in a good position to bring home a couple of points there, as Matt is not quite as close as he used to be. He's lost 2 positions though. He's lost both against Bram and Shui. I think maybe Shui has to give it back. As there's contact, they come together. I think Shui had to. I think had a bit of a falling out there, because maybe that Kosai incident was the incident that dropped him behind. Might have been. Well, I mean, we saw what happened with Shui and Luigi, and maybe it was a cut and paste incident. I caught none of it, so I cannot be too sure. No, the Kosai incident that dropped Kosai behind Shui and Bram, was that anything to do with Shui, or? But I think things are heated here as he tries to go for Kosai, who was ghosted through Askas, but Matt is still within touching distance of the podium, and Callum 0087. It is more positions for Chaz, and it's a P8 for Chaz as it stands, but P8 could become P7 and possibly even more than that, depending on what happens with Kosai. So big points for McLaren and huge points for Alfa Romeo, as it is last chance saloon for them. Williams in 4th position, the number 97. They head through the Nouvelle chicane. He's just as close as he was every other lap. This time though, it's a bit more desperate. He has through to back. He's not close enough at all, and there's not much chance left. As maybe there's a possibility of a full send through Raskas. I know he's mentioned it before. Is it possible? He's swooping to the outside. I don't think he had the balls for it. And as they head through this last corner and up to the line, he's going to have all the ERS he's got left and the DRS as well. But it's a double podium for Alfa Romeo. Oh, it's not, because Bram was up to 3rd. I didn't realise he was that close. Bram with no penalties. Double podium for Alfa Romeo in the bin. Bram takes 3rd position, having no penalty. I didn't realise he was close enough to take the position off of Callum. Shui and Kosai, I'd be surprised if Kosai keeps that P6, but Shui of course dropped out the points himself. Something got very heated between them. I'm not 100% sure why. It was something one way or another. Everything escalated from there, it seemed. But it's a commanding victory, and it was a commanding lead for both of the previous race starts we did. So it never looked really in doubt for Benziaxo, and he now takes 1st position in the driver standings, especially with Toppy at the back and then Toppy DNFing in the main race. So big points for Alfa Romeo, and of course for the drivers that could prove pivotal come the end of the season. Well, he's clearly got that consistency. Now here's your finishing order. We had, how many other finishes did we have? 12. But of 17 stars. So yeah, that makes sense. Even more points for him to if only I'm the lemon one could make it around Monaco.
But yeah, it was all looking so good for Ducky.
Yeah, everything fell apart in a very short space of time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going to go on with that Kosai
we will
but
quietly gloss over and ignore the fact that the current FIA is 3 Williams members and 1 AlphaTauri member. So
that is unbelievable. It's getting some corruption out there.
no corruption. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see what comes of that, because I'd be interested to see a POV of that, because I didn't catch it and I'm not sure you caught all of it either.
I know, I watched it, but I'm not sure. I'm 99% sure I lost control and then completely lost position. Did you catch anything when Kosai shooting off, like when Kosai like went?
I just caught the aftermath where they went down the back straight and it all went wrong.
What, they were just Kosai just
They started hitting each other, yeah.